Dear student, today I will discuss the main architectural traditions related from Vijayanagar Empire. The rulers of Vijayanagar made many innovations in the architectural traditions. They added many new features in the temple architecture. These large structures were a show of their imperial authority. They built Gopuram and royal gateways. The towers of the central shrines are very important. Gopuram is a large pyramidal tower constructed over the entrance gate of a temple. Mandaps were pillared outdoor hall or pavilion for public rituals. Main features of the Gopuram: they were very tall. They were also decorated with figures. Temples reminded the power of the kings and showed that the kings had full command over the resources, technique, and skills. There were two main temples, first the Virupaksha temple and second the Vittal temple. The Virupaksha temple was built in the 10th century. It had a hall in front of the main shrine. This hall was constructed by Krishnadeva Raya to mark his accession to the throne. Such halls were used for a variety of purposes. In some of these halls, the images of gods were placed. In few other halls, special programs of music, dance, and drama were held. Few other halls were used to celebrate the marriages of deities. In some other halls, the swings of the deities were installed. The chariot streets extended from the temple Gopuram in a straight line. Vittal temple, the deity of Vittal, a form of Vishnu. Apart from indicating ways in which the Vijayanagar rulers drew inspirations from different traditions to create an imperial culture, had several halls and special temples designed as a chariot. The chariot streets that extended from the temple Gopuram in a straight line. These streets were paved with stone slabs and lined with pillared pavilions in which merchants set up their shops. Nayaks continued with and elaborated on traditions of fortification. One another important temple named Lotus Temple, also known as Lotus Mahal. Lotus Mahal was so named by the British travelers in the 19th century. Historians have different opinions regarding the use of this building. Lotus Mahal was used as a council of chambers where the king met his advisors. In this regard, they gave the evidence of a map dropped by Colin Mackenzie. This building is constructed in Indo-Islamic style of architecture. The pillars and the arch were built in Muslim style, while the wall and roof were constructed in Indian style. Wood and stone figures were engraved on the walls and roof. It gave them a decorative appearance. With the passage of time, to the most part of the building got destroyed. Hence, it is difficult to guess its grandeur. The city of Vijayanagar was developed on the banks of Tungabhadra river. Its northern part was mountainous. According to the local beliefs, these mountains belonged to the Ramayana period. They saved the kingdom of Sugriv. There are a few other beliefs among the local people. Some believe that the local deity Pampa Devi had meditated amidst these mountains to marry Virupaksha. The pattern of Virupaksha were gods. He was considered a form of Lord Shiva. These mountains of Vijayanagar also have ancient Jain temple. In fact, this city is associated with many religious beliefs. The region has a long history of temple construction. It goes up to the extent of Pallava, Chalukya, Hoysala and Chol dynasties. The rulers constructed temples to seek divine blessings. The god was directly or indirectly linked to the king. These temples also served as educational centers. The rulers donated land or money for these temples. Thus the temples became important religious, social, culture and economic centers. The rulers had resources to make the temples, maintain the temples. There were many new innovations in the domains of temples constructions. They had huge structures. These structures were the symbol of royal authority. Some other important part, how temples were major economic force. Rulers built and encouraged temples building as a way of link with the divine. Land grants were made to temples called Devdans. Temples played an important part in the economic life of the people. It was often the biggest single landowner and consumer in an area. Temples maintained irrigation works, played an important part in rural development by reclamation of wasteland, extension of cultivation and finding employment for villagers by development projects. They were also engaged in rural credit They gave loans to individuals or to villages